Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Seth Floyd Show Wednesday night live hangout. I'm your boy, Seth Floyd Hansen. Okay, getting after it, host of this show. Like we do every week, Wednesday nights, we talk the upcoming NFL week, the slate of games, the top news, the top stories going on in the NFL right now. I'm classic for drinking my Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero. Donnie, Shacknums. By the way, Shacknum's real name is Donnie, everybody. Listen, we don't have to start the show with violence. Also, I just want everyone to peep Donnie's little avatar here. Okay. Just that's your boy back in high school. Okay. 2000, I guess that was in December of 2009, graduated in the summer of 2010. So what up? What up? But we're talking tonight. Let's talk about a few things. First, yes. Josh, he's not wrong. Okay, this has been a terrible, horrible weekend of football for me and for all 49er fans everywhere. Okay, that was as disappointing of a game as you can have. Okay, uh, even like, what do you? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Like, you want to talk about bad luck? Okay, freaking Debo Samuel just gets walking pneumonia the morning of the game. Like, what are you supposed to do? And not only did we lose, okay, I have been fighting back and forth with Chiefs fans in my comments over my video where I thought the Niners could win. Okay. Apparently, there's this rule. I don't know if you guys know about it. Chiefs fans apparently have declared this rule. If you make a prediction and you're wrong about that prediction, okay, Chiefs fans get to come talk trash on your YouTube channel, and if you try to defend yourself at all, you're like a whiner. Or Chiefs fans just have the right to they have the right to say whatever, even if it's not true, and if you try to point out to them, hey, I know you guys won, but you guys keep acting like it was a total butt whipping when really it was like 14-12 in the fourth quarter. And apparently you're not allowed to point out objective facts that it was 14-12 in the fourth quarter. Apparently you're not allowed to do that. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that on my YouTube channel, I'm not allowed to just respond to whoever. I had some guy like knocking me because I was responding to all the comments. He was like, "Why are you responding to everybody? Why can't you just take it? You were wrong." I was like, "Dude, I never once said I was right. I'm just pointing out that you guys might be exaggerating a little bit, but fine. That's fine." Thank you, Chiefs fans, most sensitive fan base I've ever met. Apparently, if you don't just bow down and get on your knees for Patrick Mahomes, like you're a hater and you don't know anything. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry that I went that far. Heaven forbid. So anyway, whatever. Speaking of the Chiefs, okay, they trade for DeAndre Hopkins. And pretty wild, but not not. It's wild, but it's not surprising. They needed receiver help. Okay, Rashee Rice being out. Okay, should be. How long is Rashee Rice going to be out? I know he's missing this season. Is the NFL finally going to suspend him too? So is he going to miss a good chunk of next season too? I just want answers. I want some answers. They suspend Jamison Williams for taking a substance. 2 games. Don't even hesitate. They just suspend him, but Rashee Rice gets a free pass. Anyway, whatever. This year so far. Okay, like maybe statistically, listen, there is no point in arguing Pat Mahomes' statistics because he's reached a level that's beyond statistics. Scott and I talk about this at work all the time. Like your Pat Mahomes has attained a level of just he's untouchable until he starts losing in the playoffs. He could throw 20 touchdowns and 20 interceptions this year, but if the Chiefs make the playoffs and he's winning playoff games, it's kind of irrelevant. No one's going to care. I won't care either. I won't. if he keeps winning, which I assume he will, I won't care either. He's still the best. It isn't until he starts losing in the playoffs, if that ever happens. And it won't be like once. Like if they lose in the playoffs this year after a bad statistical regular season for him, it won't matter. But it would have to be like multiple years in a row. Like, do we go 3 years in a row without Patrick Mahomes making the Super Bowl? Because then if Patrick Mahomes has 3 straight subpar statistical seasons where he's throwing a ton of interceptions like he has this year, and he's not getting to the Super Bowl, then you might have people be like, okay, what happened to Mahomes? Because he's not what he was in 2019, 2020, those early years. Something's changed. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, he's Mahomes. He's just gonna get it done, and the league keeps helping him whenever they want. So just throwing that out there. No shot he won't play next year. Sadly, the NFL doesn't have a backbone, won't touch him, especially not since Smith's rest this year. I don't agree with you on. I think they have to. They'll include a suspension. The camo log on your screen. Hold on. What camo logo? Oh, how do I turn that off? I don't know how to turn that off. Let me see. Let me go in real quick. Sorry if you're watching. I gotta pull up my. You don't like the camo, dude? Why? Oh, there we go. Can I just do like? Is that better? Is that gone? Is that better? Right there. Is that good? Are we good? Okay. I think I got it. Okay. Sorry. I didn't realize, dude. Camo does his own thing. He's not gonna, dude. He's not going to. He's gonna get suspended. They can't. The NFL, the owners will have a fit. They'll have a fit. If the NFL was just like, well, he got hurt, so that was kind of a suspension. Like the owners will have a fit. So screw you, Scott. Guys, we have a special edition this week, the 49ers Cowboys preview video that's going to come out tomorrow or Friday. Josh, when do you think that video will be out? I know you've been editing it. My boy, my boss, technically, okay, Scott Smart, joined me on the video to preview his Dallas Cowboys against the 49ers. We thought we'd change it up and just try something different. Of course, I made him look terrible. Of course, I made him look terrible because he's a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys are terrible. Gonna take forever. Will it be out by Friday? Will it be out by Friday sometime? I know it's a long video. It's 40 minutes. So sorry, man. I know. Sorry. Anyway, Chiefs trade for DeAndre Hopkins. How do I feel about it? Of course, it's a great trade. Of course, it's a great trade. I will for a 5th round pick. Isn't that it? A 5th round pick that can become a 4th or something. But I'm just saying, like, it makes them better for sure. I don't think I don't think you're gonna see anything like he was in Houston or in Arizona. But no doubt he makes them better because he's like a legitimate receiver. They don't have any bona fide receivers on their roster healthy right now. Xavier Worthy, but he's a rookie, still getting his feet wet. So I think Xavier Worthy is going to be a stud down the line. But you can't rely on him yet. He's not a go-to. There's only been a handful of receivers you really felt that way as rookies. OBJ, maybe Malik Neighbors right now. But like Xavier, that's not really Xavier Worthy what he's going to do. We know Rashid Rice is out. We know Juju's hurt. So DeAndre brings that stability, like a possession receiver. I think I was saying this earlier. If you just box score DeAndre Hopkins on the Chiefs, you'll be like, oh, he's not doing that much. He's probably going to have like 6 catches, 70 yards on average, like fine. But if you watch the games, you'll be like, oh, he caught a huge 3rd down pass. Oh, he caught a huge touchdown pass, even though the box score just shows he had less than 100 yards. Like that's what I think. I don't think he's going to like take over games, but I think that he's going to have an impact. No doubt it makes him better. Now, I am happy they didn't get Cooper Kupp. I think that would have been a much different game changer. But regardless, if you're hoping for the Chiefs' downfall, it's not going to happen anytime soon. It doesn't feel like. Hopefully they just trip up in the playoffs. But the DeAndre Hopkins trade is a no-brainer. Gave up a 5th round pick for the biggest hole on your team. Yeah, like it's good. It's really good. Where is Cooper Kupp going to land? What do you guys think? I think I have the spot. I have the most logical spot he should land. But I don't know if it will. I want to know in the comments, anybody watching, who do you think, or where do you think Cooper Kupp is going to land? Because I have some ideas. I want to get to this really quick. Donnie, Cowboys lose even on their bye week at Scott. That sucks, Scott. You're kind of people coming after you, man. It's territory being a Cowboys fan. Traded Amari for a fifth of the Browns, and now the Browns trade him for a third round pick. Yeah, that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Scott addresses that in that video we're gonna have come out. He is he's gosh, I just lost my train of thought. He's all on board. Jerry is a terrible GM. He knows that. He thinks Jerry's a good owner, but a terrible GM. So he's not surprised by that move at all. Been talking to my buddy. Do you think Hopkins will be wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2? He's wide receiver 1, 100%. No debate. His experience, his track record. Wide receiver 1 as like your X receiver that is going to be every play. He's going to be in the game as long as he doesn't need a break for being tired. Like he is going to be locked and loaded. Like he's gonna catch balls and he's gonna be able to get open. But he's never been like a burner speed guy. He just has incredible hands. And we'll just see how teams play him. It's just a mismatch no matter what. You're screwed no matter what because it's Mahomes. Mahomes can create unless your front four can get to Mahomes and keep him in the pocket without letting him escape. Like you just don't stand a chance for the most part. More often than not, Mahomes is going to get you. Bucks or Commanders? So maybe the Bucks. I could see that. I don't think the Commanders. I think the Commanders are balling right now. They're balling, and I wouldn't. If I was the Commanders and if I was Adam Peters, I would not want to. Adam Peters is their GM, by the way. I don't think I'd want to give up a second round pick for a receiver at his age. Not given the roster construction that Washington has, because they need defensive players. So if you're going to trade draft capital, I would trade for a defensive player to shore up that defensive line, whatever, a corner, whatever. But I'm saving my second round picks because I have to build that defense. Jaden Daniels hides a lot of right now. He's balling. That's really cool as a rookie to do what he's doing. He hides a lot of deficiencies, but defensively they can't hide. So you've got to be able to be ready to in the draft get guys. So I don't think that's going to happen, or at least I wouldn't do it. Man, the Bucks, that sucks, man. That sucks. Come to the Cowboys. That would be a good move. I don't think Jerry's going to do it, but it would be a good move. They need him desperately. Here's my. I haven't heard anything, but this one makes the most sense to me. Cooper Kupp to the Chargers. Who do they have? They're throwing to Quentin Johnston and Ladd McConkey. Okay, Quentin Johnston has, for the most part, been really disappointing as a first-round pick. Ladd McConkey, he's going to be good, but even Ladd McConkey's peak, like, do people look at him like he's going to be a number one? No, he's like a slot guy. Go get Cooper Kupp. He's right there. The light. My wife's home. My wife just got home from the grocery store. She's probably going to yell at me. She likes to yell at me sometimes. But Cooper Kupp makes perfect sense. He would be great. He is in LA, like wouldn't even have to move. Like it makes too much sense to me. I don't know if they'll do it. I don't know if Harbaugh will do that because the second round pick is pretty steep and just philosophically, like he doesn't believe in investing a ton in the wide receiver position. If you look at you know what I'm saying? If you look at those Niners teams he coached, he was like Anquan Bolden was his guy who's pretty good, but hi babe. Hi. You doing all right? Hi Jordy, I love you, son. I love you. Here, come bring Jordy. You guys want to see Jordy real quick? Did you just wake up?
You've been napping in the car.
I've been napping in the car. There's Jordy. Oh, Jordan. Hi, buddy. Can you say hi? Can you say go Niners? Go Niners. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sad about him too, bud. I'm sad about him too. Love you. Just a little Jordan man. He's the best. He's awesome. Just about a year old. So Cooper Kupp to the Chargers makes tons of sense. We only have Sutton. It isn't fair. Keep Kupp. Oh, this is what he's saying. Donnie's saying keep Kupp out of the AFC West. Get rid of Devontae. I don't need him there. Yeah, I'm just saying. Scott, if you talk about my baby's giant head one more time, it's the end of our friendship. The end of our friendship. Anyway, that's what I think. I've even heard like some people like 49ers fans, he's not coming to the Niners. And if he did come to the Niners, you'd have to give up more than what he's worth probably at his age and stuff. But I'd love Kupp. I'd love him. 49er fans, like your best hope. the most like what I want as a 49ers fan, I want Deontay Johnson. I think he is a really good receiver. I think that he has played with freaking a wet fart in Pittsburgh with Mason Rudolph and whatever garbage they had there. He also has been playing with Bryce Young. So, and he was good. His first year or two, like he was pretty good. If you put him in a decent system with a good quarterback, like he could be good. And you could trade a fifth or a sixth for him, probably. I don't know. I'm not good with like comparisons, but probably a fifth would get him. The other one would be, oh gosh, the other one would be Christian Kirk from Jacksonville. I'm sure you could get for like a 6th-round pick, you'd get Christian Kirk. I think he would be good. I think he's buried there because they got Brian Thomas now. But that's and realistically, 49er fans are going to end up with Kendrick Bourne, which fine. I don't even want Kendrick Bourne. I don't want Kendrick Bourne. I loved Kendrick Bourne when he played for us. I don't think I want him. If I'm being honest, I'd rather. I mean, he's coming off an ACL. I'd rather just keep the draft pick. Especially the Niners are better at picking late than they are early, and so you'd give up like a 6th-round pick for him. Anyway, Josh, no. I know you are so mad about Brandon Ayuk, but no, Brandon Ayuk's really good. He's still good. We don't need a receiver. We need a center. Yes, we do. We need Feliciano to come back ASAP. John Feliciano, let's do it, man. You keep sending out these cryptic tweets like you're almost ready, you're ready, and I don't hear anything in practice that they're activating you. So let's get it done, man. Let's get it going. Pittsburgh, yeah, like if I'm Pittsburgh, that makes sense. You have a great defense. You have a championship defense. You have Russell Wilson, who I think Russell Wilson, if you get what you got from Russell Wilson on Sunday, and that's what he's going to be going forward, like you probably feel pretty good about him playing over Justin Fields. I was talking to Scott about this, okay, today. I asked him, how did the Cowboys beat the Steelers? And Scott's answer was they were just so one-dimensional. They're not a huge threat in the pass game when Justin Fields is a quarterback. So I didn't even watch much of that game. I was probably super pissed about a 49ers loss. And so, but he was saying anytime you got 3rd and long, like Fields, just you don't trust him to throw. So Wilson, not what he used to be, but he can still at least from game to game, like he can make some throws and makes him a little more dynamic, and he'd probably only be better with Cooper Kupp. So that's a good one. I could see that. Shut your mouth, Donnie. No one cares about that comment. Okay, Ricky Pearsall gets shot and still comes back for CMC. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but CMC is going to be back. If the Niners could take care of business this week, then go on the bye week, and then guess what? CMC is probably back against Tampa Bay. That's what all the rumors say. How did Seth Floyd do last week? Not very good. I'll tell you right now. It was not as good as I've been at times. Let's look real quick. Okay, overall, I don't know if you guys, you can see that. Overall, I went 9-6. Last 2 weeks ago, I went 13-1. I need to say that again. I went 13-1. But 9-6 this week. Some of the dumb ones. Vikings over Lions. That was a good game. Those are the 2 best teams in the NFC. The biggest whiff, Giants over the Eagles. What happened? How did the Giants beat the Seahawks on the road without Malik Neighbors? And then they can't do jack squat against the Bengals, and then they don't do jack squat against the Eagles. So in my defense, like you can see how I was a little fooled. Like I just was misled. It's fine. But that was a whiff. Eagles righted the ship a little bit. We'll see what happens this week with them. Bengals over Browns, easy. Deshaun Watson out. Holy crap. What a disaster finish to what is probably his career. I don't know if he's going to get signed by another team. I don't know if I see that. Bills over Titans. Texans over Packers. I was wrong about that, Shaq Numbs, Donnie. So that's the one where I missed. So I'm actually 8-7. I thought there was something there. Packers beat the Texans. Falcons over Seahawks. That's an L. Huge L. Stupid Falcons, man. Seattle looked a little better. They had a mini bye, so I probably should have taken that more into account. Colts over Dolphins. Tua coming back this week, so that'll be interesting to see. Rams beat the Raiders. Niners big. Freaking, we're never gonna beat them. Not until Reed retires or Mahomes retires. The bane of my existence. Steelers over Jets, and then boy, what a whiff on Monday night. I just thought the Bucks, man, they were rolling and they'd be at home. And the Ravens have shown that they have weaknesses, losing to the Raiders week 2. But man, Bucks, but you lose Mike Evans. Man, the Bucks are in a bad spot. Lose Mike Evans for the next 4 weeks. Lose Godwin for the rest of the year. Man, I feel for them. I'm happy from the Niners play them in 2 weeks standpoint, but I feel for them as a whole. And the Chargers over the Cardinals. What the heck, Chargers? You're my second favorite team in the NFL, and I believe in you more than anybody. And you just huge stinker against the Cardinals, just ruining me, just ruining me. All right, I'm gonna switch it up today a little bit as we preview these coming games. Oh, you're fine, China. I don't care, Donnie. Dude, that's your job. Your job when we leave. You are the senior representative. Your job is to set the security alarm when we leave. Okay, I thought you knew that. Um, I'm gonna switch up instead of DraftKings, which we always do. They still haven't sponsored me, guys, so I have no obligation to use them. I thought I'd switch to FanDuel. Oh, I'm breathing into the mic. Sorry, too much. I thought we would do DraftKings. I think does it look better? Doesn't it look a little better on the screen, like a little easier to see? Maybe that's what I thought. I don't know if that's true, but I thought, oh well, maybe it's just because like it's white and the font is a little bit bigger. Anyway, here we go. Let's talk Vikings at the Rams. Now, this one makes me a little nervous. If I'm a Vikings fan, because I can see this going in the favor of the Rams. You had a tough, emotional, like soul-crushing defeat to the Lions. Ended your undefeated season, lost on a field goal, basically at the end of the last second. Now you got to go short week on the road. The Rams are lifeless at times, but they've got Sean McVay, they've got Matthew Stafford, and they're getting back Cooper Kupp, and they're getting back Puka Nacua this week. I think Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp is a lock for sure, and I think Puka is coming back too. It sounds like, and I'm gonna pick the Vikings. I'm picking the Vikings, but if you, I'm no part. I almost it's. I think it's like a 65% the Vikings win this. It's a tough spot to be on the road. Short. I mean, Minnesota to Los Angeles is not a short trip, and short week on the road. You had a tough loss, man. The Rams are getting their two guys back. I mean, I'm going to take the Vikings, but I won't be shocked. Will not be shocked. Yeah, this is the wildest story of the week. Don't know how much credibility it is, but enough people were like retweeting it that it felt like maybe there was some credibility. Apparently, the Vikings want to trade for Stafford, and the Rams were interested in having Darnold come back in the trade and maybe sign him to a longer deal. I think it makes sense. It actually makes a lot of sense if you can do it to where it works out, because you're going to get, I mean, Vikings fans, let's be real. Do you want to know what the coaches are saying behind closed doors, or what the GM and Kevin O'Connell are saying behind closed doors? They're saying, man, we have a championship defense. We have the best wide receiver in the league. We have a really good run game. TJ Hawkinson's coming back. But the one thing that might stop us from winning a Super Bowl is Sam Darnold. And that's not even a diss on Sam Darnold. It's just look at who has won the Super Bowl in recent years. Mahomes, Brady. I can't even think of anyone besides those two. They just dominated the Super Bowls. I mean, Manning won one, Roethlisberger won one, 1-2. Like, you're talking best quarterbacks in the league that have won it. And so, they're saying to themselves, like, Darnold has been great, but if we got a guy like Matthew Stafford, Stafford alone, duh. If we got a guy like Matthew Stafford who's won a Super Bowl, like, this might be our year with the defense that we have. Brian Flores is going to get a head coaching job. I'd be shocked if Brian Flores didn't get hired this offseason with that defense. So anyway, it makes sense. And then for the Rams, like, what are you doing? You're trying to offload Cooper Kupp. You don't have a quarterback waiting in the wings. Stafford, I almost think, are they thinking about doing this trade because they think that Stafford told them, like, hey guys, I might hang it up after this year. Is that something that they know? And they're like, well, shoot, let's just trade him. Maybe he's doing them a solid, like, guys, you should just trade me because I'm not coming back after this year. I'm old. My body's banged up. I've got a Super Bowl, made a ton of money. And what does McVay do? Like, you're going to trade Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. Like, is McVay just going to dip and retire and go to TV for a few years and make a grip of money with Amazon and then come back and coaching like pull a Sean Payton? If they traded both those guys away, I would put money down that Sean McVay doesn't come back next year. I don't think they'll trade Stafford. I think Cooper Kupp will get traded, but it's wild. What a wild story. And it to add a little more flavor to it is that they play each other this week, which is crazy. I'm going Vikings, but I don't feel good about it. Oh gosh. Miami, the Cardinals, Tua is supposed to be back. I'm going with Miami at home. Cardinals are feeling good. They're feeling themselves a little bit. They got to go all the way to Miami. It's not easy playing in that time zone. And I'm going Miami. Is that wishful thinking? Maybe. Probably a little bit, but I'm going Miami. I think Tua brings such a spark. So, yeah. Jets, Patriots, Jets. They're going to get a win. Patriots are not good. Man, could you imagine if the Patriots beat the Jets? What that'll do to New York and Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and that whole debacle over there. Give me the Jets. I really wanted to take the Eagles. I wanted to take Cincinnati. They have been my biggest disappointment this year outside of my own 49ers. I wanted to take Cincinnati. I had them as the 1 seed before the season started. I thought Burrow was going to win the MVP. They do not look good. They can't get an impressive win. Their one impressive win would have been the Chiefs. That game came down to the wire, but they cannot dominate a team for some reason. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Cleveland is so bad, and that game was close. The game was tight. They are playing in Cincinnati. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to take Philadelphia. Philly still has a lot of problems, but they got Saquon going last week. I know it was the Giants, but the Bengals don't have a good defense. So I expect a lot more Saquon, and I expect the Eagles to win, unfortunately. Packers, Jaguars. Yeah, give me the Packers. They're kind of getting rolling right now, and the Jaguars are lifeless, man. They're I know they got the win. They got the win in England, but never picked the Eagles. I know, sorry, Scott. I hate the Eagles, but it is what it is. But they're not. Green Bay, man. Green Bay, it's a weird situation because, I've talked about this. I know Jordan Love can make every single throw that Patrick Mahomes can make and Josh Allen can make. I truly believe that. I hate the word ceiling, but the things he can do, he can do that on any given play. But I also know on any given play, he can throw the ball to the other team. He's played in, what is it, Scott? We were talking about earlier. He's played in 5 games. And he's got 12 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in 5 games. Like the most roller coaster of roller coasters for a quarterback. So anyway, it's hard to know what you're going to get from Jordan Love because he's going to lose you some games if he keeps turning the ball over. Their defense isn't great, but I don't care. They're gonna smack Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville is very good. Atlanta, Tampa. We talked about Tampa. I feel for you, Tampa. I feel for you. You're 2.5-point dogs at home. What a disaster, man. What a disaster. Those 2 guys getting hurt. Taking Atlanta. Atlanta coming off a tough loss to Seattle at home. You're probably going to lose. You're going to get run ruled a little bit. I mean, it probably won't be that big of a blowout, but Tampa's defense has holes in it. And they're going to have trouble sustaining drives. So I'm taking Tampa. Do we even need to talk about this? Though Baltimore is going to win, but my favorite second-string quarterback in the league, Jameis Winston, finally getting his dues. He deserves to start. I love Jameis Winston. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he deserves a reality TV show, and I would watch every second of it because I love Jameis Winston. Who is the worst injured team this season? I mean, and you know who I think is the worst injured team. I mean, if you look at the 49ers, the reigning offensive player of the year hasn't stepped on the field this year. Your number 2 linebacker, who would be a number 1 linebacker just about every other team, hasn't stepped on the field this year. Ayuk blows out his knee. Debo gets walking pneumonia the day of the game. Jennings didn't play last week because he had a hip problem. So you know where I'm at. Javon Hargrave tears his tricep. So you've got like 6 starters right there that have already missed time. A couple of them IR'd. But I don't know. I mean, Tampa, I feel for Tampa because they've got to feel like this is the best team we've had since Tom left. They legit look like one of the best offenses in the league. Baker's like having the best season of his life. And then you get these 2 injuries. No doubt the Chiefs are super banged up. Super banged up. That just speaks to the greatness of Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo. Um, and Andy Reid too, of course, but their defense has just held it together and dominated. Mahomes just pulls stuff out of his butt every week, even though he has half the offense out. It's just incredible what he can do. It's not fair. It's just unfair. So, who do you think's the worst, the worst injured team, Scott? I know the Cowboys are banged up, but I don't know. I don't think they're up there with some of the teams we've mentioned. But you tell me, Scott. Um, Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Isn't his name Spagnuolo? Am I saying it wrong? That's how I've always said it. Whatever. Here we go. We got a few more. Indy, Houston. This is an interesting game just because this game came down to the wire in week 1. Houston eked out a win by like 2 points, last second field goal, something like that. But I don't know. I think the Colts should have ran with Joe Flacco. I think it's a mistake to put Anthony Richardson back in. I don't have any emotional attachment to Anthony Richardson. He makes some incredible throws, but I just feel like Flacco's winning you games, and I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical of Richardson. I think from a non-fantasy aspect, from like an actual NFL perspective. I know in fantasy he dominates, but give me the Texans. Gosh, Titans and Lions. Give me the Lions by a bajillion. Chargers Saints. The Saints are Spagnola. No, it's Spags. You say it's Spags. Yeah, exactly. Spagnola, but Spags. Yeah, that's whatever. Whatever, guys. Getting derailed. Saints and Chargers. Chargers in line for a huge bounce back win. Now, the Saints had the mini bye after getting shellacked by Shaq Num's Broncos. Okay, but man, the Saints are banged up. No Derek Carr again. You're getting Spencer Rattler again. I know it's a short week for the Chargers. They played on Monday night, but I'm going Chargers. I'm going to go Chargers in this one. I don't know if they'll cover, but in Los Angeles, and I just think they're the better team. Better quarterback, better defense, better head coach for sure. So give me the Chargers. Bills and Seahawks in Seattle. I was feeling really good about this one, that the Bills were going to win. And then at work today, we watched the guy that curses the teams, and he cursed the Bills. And guess what? Last week, he cursed the 49ers, and guess what happened? Walking pneumonia, and 49ers forgot how to play football. And Brandon Ayuk tears his ACL and every other ligament in his knee. So now I don't know. I felt good about the Bills, though. I think that if you see this, the Seahawks made a good move. They just traded for Dearness Jones. Did I say it right? Who just got traded in August to the Titans, and then the Titans traded him to Seattle because they are trying to shore up their run defense. They have problems with the run defense. And Jones was good with the Rams last season. He was their leading tackler last season. So the Seahawks are trying to get that figured out because they do. They have some issues on defense. But so I would say I'm taking the Bills, but I don't feel good about it because they got cursed on whatever that guy's show is called. I can't remember. Yeah, Brandon Perna. I don't know. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. The Seattle. It's weird that you say this, Donnie, because Kenneth Walker, RB8, despite missing 2 weeks, he is, but like they don't run the ball well. They're the highest volume passing team in the league right now, and they don't run the ball very well. So whatever that means. I mean, in fantasy, he's probably catching a lot of balls, or he's still finding the end zone, but they're not running the ball well. They couldn't run the ball against the Niners. I didn't watch him against the Falcons. I was busy, but I know I know they're having trouble running the ball. So anyway, Bills, don't feel good about it. Stupid curse. Bears, Commanders. This I think is a sneaky good game. Is Jaden Daniels going to play? That's the question. Is he going to play? They're in Washington. I do not consider myself a Bears believer. I don't think that they are. I think they've won some games against some bad teams. So good on you for beating bad teams, but I don't know. I don't believe in them. Not yet. I think Washington, if Jane Daniels plays, like Washington will be all right. If they don't, then maybe Chicago will win. But I'm gonna go with Washington. They have problems on defense too, but um, yeah, I'm gonna go Washington in that one. Just a few more. Panthers Broncos. Ugh, what a terrible game. I know you're excited for this, Donnie, but we're gonna go Broncos. Don't even need to talk about it. Chiefs Raiders. This would be the most Chiefs thing ever to beat the Niners. Big game, beat the Niners, and then just freaking lay an egg against the Raiders. And the Raiders every time play the Chiefs tough. It feels like that is Mahomes' kryptonite has been the Raiders each season. He's actually, I think he dropped one to the Broncos last year too, but um yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. How could you bet against them anymore? Made that mistake last week. I'm gonna go the Chiefs. Freaking Cowboys, 49ers. Okay, we're at the last two here. Cowboys, 49ers. I mean, I just did this huge preview video today. It'll come out tomorrow or Friday, me and Scott. But do I feel good about this game? No. I do think I feel a little more optimistic because I yesterday was convinced, and up till this afternoon, I was convinced there's no chance Debo Samuel's going to play, which means you're down Ayuk, Debo. You're just relying on a banged up Jennings and some rookie receivers. But the update today, Kyle Shanahan said Debo actually was doing a lot better than you'd expect, and he has a chance to play this Sunday. He didn't practice today, but as practice was going on, some of the reporters noted he was working with trainers on the sideline, like running sprints and stuff, like testing out how his lungs and breathing was going. And so it feels like he's on track. It feels like if he doesn't wake up tomorrow and feels like he's going to die, I think he's going to play. I don't know if he'll practice tomorrow. Debo probably just needs to get some limited work on Friday to be able to play Sunday. So maybe they'll give him one more day. But if he doesn't wake up feeling like he's dead tomorrow, I think he'll probably play. But the other thing is, like, you'll see in that video tomorrow, I would love for you guys to go check it out to get more in-depth analysis from me and Scott. But Dallas can't stop the run, man. And Scott made a great point in that video, which is like the teams that Dallas has beaten this year have an average to below average run game. So who have you guys beaten? Cleveland, the Giants, Pittsburgh, which was like a good win, but we talked about that a little bit. The run game is like so, and then when you get them in third and long, Justin Fields struggled. So yeah, and the teams that have beaten you had a good run game with the Saints, the Ravens, Detroit. So Kyle Shanahan, I don't care if they load the box. Like, this is most of the time Most of the time I'm like, look, if they're loading the box, you got to find ways to get guys open and don't just hit a brick wall. But I think this is a game where even if they're loading the box, you need to force the issue a little bit and just break their will to stop the run. But you got to have it, 49ers. You've got to have it. If you can get this win, go 4-4 into the bye week. Coming out of the bye week, you get a super banged up Tampa Bay team, which also, by the way, Tampa Bay, the week before they play the Niners, they're playing Kansas City on Monday Night Football. So they're going to have a short week against Kansas City versus the Niners, who have the only game, I think, all year where we have a rest advantage against our opponent. So you feel good about going into that game, especially if CMC is going to come out and play after that. And then you get Seattle after that. So you have a chance, Niners fans. You have 3 very winnable games. If you can win these next 3 games, be 6-4, like you feel good kind of to finish out the season, we'll see. I don't know if any of that will happen. For all I know, I have as little confidence in this 49ers team as I've ever had in the last 3 years. So I don't know if they will, if they'll get it done. They should get it done. I think they're the better team on paper, better coach, better defense, but who knows with this team, man. The fact that you mentioned Ronnie Bell's name on my YouTube channel in the video today and now in the comments, I just unforgivable. Under for sure. He better just be, like Josh said, he better just be a special teams cat this weekend, because I do not want to see that dude. And he's probably a really nice guy, and he probably tries really hard. But dude, that Rams game, you lose that Rams game because you dropped the ball. And then whatever. I know Brock is trying to take accountability for the pick he threw, but there's miscommunication with Ronnie Bell. Hopefully none. Hopefully zero. Hopefully Debo plays and Jennings plays, and then Pearsall and Cowing make a difference too. That would be great. Hopefully, Scott, Jordan Mason runs the ball 35 times for 250 yards. Brock only has to throw it 10 times, but he throws 4 touchdowns. We beat you 85-4. If you guys score 4 points, that would be a scoregami. 85-4. That's my official prediction. Not really. I'm going to go the Niners, but I don't feel good about it because I don't feel good about anything the 49ers are doing right now. And as Scott will tell you, the biggest advantage the Cowboys have, they have the number 1 rated special teams, and the 49ers have technically the second worst special teams, just ahead of Tennessee. So I don't feel good. I hope we kick every ball out of bounds except for field goals. But I don't feel good about that aspect of it, and it could certainly turn the tide of the game and swing momentum. So I don't feel good about that. But I'm going to ride with my boys, my Niners, because they usually get the best end of this Dallas matchup. But, man, I don't feel good about it. And then lastly, the Giants and the Steelers. I think the Giants will put up a better fight than what they did last week. But I can't imagine Pittsburgh losing this game. I don't see it. But I don't. Yeah, Pittsburgh's going to win. I think Pittsburgh's going to win. I think the Giants are one really bad game away from. I don't think they're going to fire Daboll. I think they're going to keep Daboll but fire their GM because their GM is definitely the bigger problem than Daboll is. And that's what I got for you guys. Is there anybody in the chat want to ask me any questions before I leave? Is there anything that I missed that needs to be addressed before the court? This has been a terrible football season so far, guys. Yes, it's because I'm a 49ers fan, so it's been an awful roller coaster of a season so far. There's been some good NFL games, but every time I look up, the Chiefs are winning, the Niners are blowing a big lead, and it's just been like a lot of chaos. David Njoku to the Broncos, is that like a rumor? Is that a rumor? That would be good for you guys. That would help you a bunch. I don't know if there's any credibility to that, but that'd be a good move. I think the Broncos need to do everything they can to make the playoffs. I don't know if they will. Like, look, you'll probably be 5-2 after this week, which would be incredible. But you still got to play the Chiefs. You already lost to the Chargers. Like, you got to play them again. So I don't know. I think you need to try. You need to try. Because how many games you guys win last year? 7? Right? The Broncos won 7 games last year, right? They need to try to make the playoffs, even as a 7th seed. That fan base needs it. Sean Payton's in his 3rd year there. Like, they need something to be excited about. So, right, he's in his 3rd year there, right? Sean Payton, not his 2nd. I think it's his 3rd. But yeah, I think that'd be a good move. My dream, if the Browns are selling people off, like, please, Myles Garrett, come to the Bay. I'll give you 3 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. I wouldn't even think twice. I really would. I think I would. I wouldn't start there. I wouldn't start that as the negotiation. I'd probably be like, hey, I'll give you a first and 2 twos, and hopefully you settle on like 2 first-round picks. But I don't know. I would do a lot. Who gets the game ball for the 49ers Cowboys game? Ooh. Probably going to be like Brandon Aubrey for kicking a 70-yard field goal if he can get out of jury duty. I mean, I think the Niners are going to win, so it's either going to be it's going to be one of 2 guys. It's either going to be Brock Purdy has a big bounce back game and Kittle scores 3 more touchdowns against you guys like he did last season, or it's going to be like a Debo balls to the wall kind of game where he has 8 catches and a touchdown and has like 9 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. I could see that too. My money's on Purdy. I think he's gonna have a bounce back. He's overall been like pretty good. I know last week is pretty discouraging, but overall been pretty good. So I expect the norm. I expect him to regress back to the norm, which is efficient, make good throws. If you've got Debo and Jennings, I think he'll be okay. So yeah. Who do you think, Scott? Who do you think? Brandon Aubrey, 70-yard field goal? Could be. Yeah, 8-9 last season. He needs to be improving. That's sneaky, like a lot of wins. 8 wins is a lot with how much we all like ripped Russell Wilson last year. The fact that you guys won 8 games is like pretty impressive. So if you don't win 8 games this year, you're probably gonna feel disappointed. Though I mean, Bo Nix, you got a rookie quarterback, so whatever. Maybe this year you're just like okay, but you're about to be at 5 wins this Sunday, so you don't blow it against the Panthers. Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed if you don't win at least 9. Money, yeah. I'll give me that bet. I'll bet we'll put money on it, Scott. If Zeke doesn't have 150 yards and 3 TDs, I get the money. That's the deal. But that would be a very 49er way for this game to go. Just all of a sudden can't stop Zeke from running all over you. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this Niners team, man. I don't $1, great. If Zeke does not have 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, I get $1. Perfect. Or you can just buy me lunch like you normally do. Appreciate you, boss. This Niners team, I don't know what to make of it. It's just a week by week. It's a week by week in the sense of you don't know what team you're getting each week, and it's just a roller coaster, and you just hope for the best, and you just hope. Like, look, you just had an easy part of your schedule, and you failed miserably. You have a stretch now that looks easier than it did before the season started because Dallas is so banged up. No DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, like up in the air if he's going to be able to play. Deron Bland up in the air if he's going to be able to play. Like they're reeling. Eric Kendricks is really banged up. They're reeling. That game looks easier. Tampa, no Godwin when you play him. No Mike Evans when you play him. Their defense isn't special. Like that is a super winnable game. And then Seattle, maybe you just beat them on the road, short week on the road. You're going to get them at home, but they effing get a bye week. It's going to be the 3rd time. The Chiefs had the bye week before they played us. The Cowboys have a bye week before they play us. Seattle is going to have a bye week before they play us. Like, also, we had to go to Seattle short week on the road. We're getting hosed, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying you have owned Seattle, so you have a chance to win 3 games here. If you can win these next 3 games and just feel like you've got momentum, like, and you feel like you're kind of getting back on the right track, then you probably feel good about going into the playoffs. I'm not saying you're a Super Bowl contender. I'm gonna have a hard time believing you're a Super Bowl contender unless you like win out. If you won out and you were 13-4 to end the season, I'd be like, yeah, you're probably a Super Bowl contender. Anything short of that, though, I don't have much faith that you can do it. That's how weird this season's been. But get CMC back after the bye. Get Drake Greenlaw back probably 1st of December. And maybe things really do start to turn for you. I'm not holding my breath, but there's at least it's not, if you're a 49ers fan, at least it's not like everybody's 100% healthy and you're playing this way. Clearly, like no CMC has affected you. No Dre Greenlaw has affected you. Maybe you get those guys back and you start to look like last season. I'm not holding my breath, but at least there's that possibility. If everyone was just healthy and you were sucking right now, you'd be like, okay, well, like this sucks and let's just end this season already. And I kind of already feel like that anyway. Kamara's broken. I've heard Kamara broke his hand in week 5. So I think he's playing. I think he's just playing through it. So I wouldn't trade him. I would keep him. Unless someone's going to give you another starting running back who's going to be really good, I would keep him because it sounds like he's just been playing through it. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to end it here. Look for that video. You want to see Scott Smart's debut on the Seth Floyd show? Look for that video. Hopefully tomorrow, if not Friday. Preview 49ers Cowboys. And I'll give you some type of reaction video Sunday night. I probably won't go live, but maybe I should go live. I'll trade you Zeke for Kamara. Great. Maybe I will go live Sunday night. We'll see. Stacy hates that though, because live always takes longer. But regardless, I'll make some kind of video Sunday, probably reacting to the Niners game after the fact, super late. And yeah, that's all I got. Sounds good. If you're new to the show, if you're just tuning in, guys, go subscribe to the show, like the video. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for tuning in, supporting the show. Appreciate it. I do this every Wednesday, so hop on, and then I make a couple videos through the week, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, you guys are awesome. I'm out. Go Niners. Have a good one.